Aloha, everybody. Very happy to be here. I'm Silver Spook, native. Okay, I just pushed the button, so it might take a second. Um, okay. Aloha, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Silver Spook. I'm a native Hawaiian activist, defender of our sacred mountain, Mauna Kea, here on the Big Island of Hawaii, and of course, defender of Hawaii generally. And I'm also a video game developer, but you probably know that. But that's not the story today. Today we have a very special guest with us, our very good friend, our brother, and our fellow Silver Spook Cooperative member, and also a native Hawaiian musician, um, and a variety of other things. And we're gonna let Kama or Positive Synergy introduce himself and tell his story. And we're gonna hear some really amazing music. If you don't take anything else from this, just check out the album. It's an amazing album. I know he's been working on it very hard for at least a month, and it's really great. You should check out the album called "Perfecting Perfection" on Bandcamp. But anyways, I'll stop there and let Kama introduce himself. Go ahead.
All right. Aloha mai kākou, aloha kakahiaka. O po mai kai kamalani ko inoa, a he positive synergy ke kahi, he Hawaii au, he kanaka maole wau. No Hawaii au, no ho wau I moko o ke ave, haole au I ka hiki ana mai, I anei, e ka ana like e iau iho. Hello everybody, most sincere and loving greetings to us all. Good morning. My name is Pomai Ka'i Kamalani, the Heavenly Blessed One. I'm also known as Positive Synergy. I am Hawaiian. I am a native indigenous person, and I am born and raised in Hawaii. I now live on the Big Island, on the browner side of the Big Island, with my brother Silver Spook and his wife Holly Argent and two little spooks. And I'm really happy to be able to be here to share myself with you folks. And so yeah, just talking about my album, Perfecting Perfection. It is something that I've been working hard on for the last few months now. Just writing and composing, arranging all the music, and yeah, I've been working on it for like I said, a few months, but much more than that. The album is an anthology. It's kind of like a compilation of my life story. And so, yeah, the title of the album, Perfecting Perfection, is meant to be ironic in that, nothing is perfect in life. We are always striving for perfection. And yeah, it's just it's my telling of my story as I go throughout my life. So yeah, thank you Silver Spook, mahalo Silver Spook, for having me here and being able to share myself and share my story. So thank you.
Yeah, of course. It's it's really been great to hearing the music, the songs. Like there's a lot of really powerful and well done and very important songs I think on this album. Um, it's a very personal album. That's like kind of telling, a lot of the journey that you've been through, particularly over the last your life, but especially within the last few years, and it also deals with a lot of the topics that are central and issues that are central to Native Hawaiian peoples and indigenous people generally, but specifically for us as Native Hawaiians, Kanaka Maoli people, including this one on my shirt. It's backwards, but anyway. um, yeah. So maybe we can just talk a little bit about some of the songs, or some of the particular songs that you wrote, and maybe if you're comfortable, play us some of the songs. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, like Silver Spook was saying, There are 5 songs on the EP. They are all very personal to me. It is very revealing in some of these songs. And so I was a little hesitant to share myself in that way. But the universe and my ancestors kept telling me to do it and not to think about it, and just to share myself, share my story, and the things that I've been that I've had to live through, my experiences, and a few songs in particular really accentuate that, especially the song "Land Back." It talks about many of the movements that the Kanakamole people have had to we've had to endure. A lot of atrocious things have been happening to me and my people. Silver Spook talks about it all the time, and how our language continues to be banned. Our culture is commodified, it's plasticized, and some of these things I share in the lyrics of my song, particularly the movements around Mauna Kea, the Mauna Kea movement, and the TMT project, the 30-meter telescope project, that they're trying to build up on our most sacred mountain, Mauna Awakea. And Silver Spook talks about this all the time, but it is the most sacred space to Kanaka Maole. It is where our people were born. Papa Honua, Earth Mother, mated with Wakea, our Sky Father, to create the Kalo, which is the brother to the Kanaka Maole people, and in turn, me as a Native Hawaiian, us as Native Hawaiians. And so I talk a little bit about Mauna Kea, also the most recent tragedies that have befallen our peoples, especially on Kapukaki, Red Hill. I talk about how the United States Navy has poisoned my people with their jet fuel and tainting our water, and how they continue to taint our water. Um, as recent as a few days ago, they had another spill of, I want to say, 500 gallons, but they always fudge numbers to make themselves look good, and we don't really know how catastrophic the effects are, but it's hurting people. It's putting people in the hospital. It's poisoning them. Pets have had to be put down because of the ingestion of this toxic jet fuel laced water. So that's another thing that I talk about in this song "Land Back," and I also talk about Makua Valley. And Makua Valley was leased to the United States military over 100 years ago, or excuse me, close to 100 years ago, and they leased about, I want to say it's 2,300 acres of some of the most prime land in a particular valley in on the west side of Oahu, and they train their military in this valley to go and uh, create war in other countries. And so yeah, these are some things that I talk about in my song "Land Back," and it's important for me to share these things because as a Kanaka Maole, as a Native Hawaiian, it it affects me. It makes me emotional when I have to hear these things, when I learn about these atrocious things that happens to me and my people. And so for me, the healing process is in my music. It's me writing lyrics and sharing it with the world. Yeah. I guess I can talk about one other song that is heavily politicized. The first song on the album, "Through the Eyes of a Comrade," I had wrote a little over a year ago, and it was heavily inspired by Silver Spook's song, the Praxis song. There was a point in time when Silver Spook was really uh, 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 playing that song a lot on stream, and it uh, it influenced me a lot. The lyrics in the song talks about how we have to do our praxis in order to liberate ourselves, in order to organize and liberate ourselves. And so I wrote in homage to Silver Spook. I wrote the song "Through the Eyes of a Comrade," and basically what it talks about is how we need to stand up and fight for our liberation, fight for our revolution. So yeah, and if I can just share a little bit more, again, the the album is very personal. It's very intimate, and so a few of the other songs on the album revolve around my life and uh, my life journey and my life experience. So yeah, I hope you folks can check it out. You can go to positivesynergy.bandcamp.com to go and check out the album. Also, I stream on Twitter every Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, this is every Wednesday over on Twitch, www.twitch.tv /positive synergy. And also, you can check me out on Twitter. My handle is comma_1983. Yeah. Hope you folks hope to see you folks in my streams and on my Twitter wall.
Absolutely, you should. Everybody, definitely, if you're watching this, please follow on both Twitter and Twitch, and if you if you enjoy music or if you support Indigenous peoples, which probably most people do both, you should definitely check out Positive Synergy's new album, Perfecting Perfection, on Bandcamp. Yeah, it's really not just because Positive Synergy is a member of the Silver Spook Hui. It's very important, the education that Positive Synergy is spreading. I try to do as much truth telling and entertaining and educating sometimes at the same time as I can. But Positive Synergy is also has a very particular story that is not the same as my story. We're from the same island of Oahu in Hawaii, but it is a unique experience. We actually went to the same school. So many things are similar, but a lot of things are different, and it's important to hear a variety of these perspectives. And we have different, life experiences, but we still the common theme is, of course, that the history of colonization, the history of racism against all peoples, but especially all Black Indigenous people of color around the world, but particularly for us. And the continued, of course, military occupation, the military devastation is something that is. I'm glad to have more and more voices out there that are being more bold and more strong and more courageous, and they're speaking this truth that must be spoken in order for us to, for all of us, not just Native Hawaiians, but all people of the planet, and our brother Kalo, our elder brother Kalo, and our mother. Papa, to live and to survive. Olai Kavai, and without our water, that the United States military continues to poison, we will not have any life here and possibly anywhere. So anyway, it's very important. The album is really great. Holly and I've been listening to this music, and Holly's been listening to on repeat. I'm like, I can't get these songs out of my head. They're very catchy songs. It's very good, and I think we should have you at least play. Let's have you play. Can you play one of these songs for us?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I'll play 2 songs. I'll play the 2 songs that I really want to play for you folks.
All right.
So, first song that I'd like to perform, the title of the song is "Land Back," and it talks about many of the movements that me and my people have had to endure. So yeah, "Land Back." washing away the filth and the poisons. Remove these heavy chains and these prisons of our colonizers, oppressors, and abusers. And when it is all finished, clear is the visions. Fight for the future, fight for the elders. Cool, hey. Take back the power for the earth mother and the sky father. Oh, it is time. Take it from the cowards. Fight for the keiki, fight for the aina. Cool, hey. Take back the power, doing it for Akua and the ancestors. Oh, it is time. Now is the hour. Our language, our culture, it has all been stripped for scientific lenses on our sacred spaces. Agitation, destruction, huge and forming size in the name of science and for the human races. Fight for the future, fight for the elders. Cool, eh? Take back the power for the earth mother and the sky father. It is time. Take it from the cowards. Fight for the keiki. Fight for the aina. Cool, eh? Take back the power. Doing it for Akua and the ancestors. Oh, it is time. Now is the hour. Shut them down, gas stations of the Navy, jet fuel mixing with water in the cracks. We see no more pollution and destruction, the source of our purity tainted. Land back, the lands that were bereaved and has been stolen. Makua, our beautiful valley, a violation. Protect us, reclaiming our rights to ceded lands. Stand up, stand strong before annihilation. Fight for the future, fight for the elders. Cool, eh? Take back the power for the earth mother and the sky father. It is time. Take it from the cowards. Fight for the keiki, fight for the aina. Cool, eh? Take back the power, doing it for Akua and the ancestors. Oh, it is time. Now is the hour. We are not Americans. Resistance is its own reward. These movements are important. It's the way we want to exist within our environment. Don't stop. Persevere. Kapu aloha. Aloha aina. It's important. To where we must give our lives.
All right. That was that's I can hear the How 90K Trash video, the speech with we are not Americans. We are not Americans. Anyway, yeah, this is really
Yes.
yeah, really awesome song. You know, all the very important messages. Everything's in there. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that one. That's like I think that's probably that might be my favorite song on the album. But you know, I mean, they're all really awesome songs. Yeah, Yeah, thanks so much. If you want to play another one, it's up to you.
Yeah, sure. I got time for one more song. Yeah, I got time for one more song. Before I play this song, like Silver Spook said, it was heavily influenced by a lot of the movements that have been happening. I've been reading a lot and studying a lot about Auntie Haunani K. Trask, Dr. Haunani K. Trask, and reading her book From a Native Daughter, Colonialism, and uh, 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 oh boy, From a Native Daughter. I don't know the name of the title of the book verbatim, but a lot of what Auntie shares and talks about is the history of our colonization and the process of denationalization to our and which basically led to the stripping of our language and eventually our culture. And so yeah, a lot of a lot of her was influenced in the making of this song, and a lot of tones in the song really project that. So yeah, I just like to say mahalo, Auntie, for all of your hard work that you did in your life. It was very important, especially for the next generation of Kanakas like myself. And so mahalo for influencing me to have the strength to be able to write the lyrics and share this message. This next song that I want to perform, it's called "Through the Eyes of a Comrade," and again, this song was heavily influenced by Silver Spook's Praxis song, and this song basically talks about how we need to uh, how we need to come together through radical solidarity in order to liberate ourselves from the oppressor, which is imperialism that is being projected upon the world by the United States, the quote unquote United States of America. So, through the eyes of a comrade. Now I've seen my share of lies from chuds. Politicians and fascists will all taste blood. Let us join together to rise above. Solidarity praxis to uphold the love, yeah. Hele mai kaku, yeah. E ho'opi iho. E hele mai kaku, yeah. E ho'opi iho. Well, I feel your struggles to deal with the pains of corruption and hate. Yeah, it's all the same. My brothers and sisters, hear my song. We must come and unite to all stand strong, yeah. Hele mai kako, yeah. E ho'opi iho. E hele mai kako, yeah. E ho'opi iho. Walking together with fists in the air, fighting hand in hand, stop us if you dare. We're fueling the fires and fanning the flames, rising up from the ashes and sparking the change, yeah. E hele mai ka ko, yeah. E ho'opi'i ho. E hele mai ka ko, yeah. E ho'opi'i ho. We're embracing each other and shouting our calls of liberation and peace, needing justice for all. We must fight the oppressors and take back what's ours, so future generations can reach for the stars, yeah. E hele mai ka ko, yeah. E ho'opi'i ho. E hele mai ka ko, yeah. E ho'opi'i ho.
All right. Yeah, that's definitely like the I get yeah I got the practice feeling. I feel like I'm gonna do some practice after that one. It's like let's go. Yeah, awesome job, awesome playing, awesome song, awesome everything. Yeah, uh, yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's thank you so much for sharing all this music. Again, if you like that song, if you want to support, you know, our indigenous struggles, indigenous musicians, Native Hawaiian, continued action and land back, you know, you don't you know put your dollars where your mouth is. You know, do some reparations, do some support, and also get yourself some music because every dollar does go to continue to support positive synergies. Uh, launching this new and I'm sure it'll be great endeavor to educate and provide song and music to the world. Please help our brother here to continue to do this work and get yourself an album and share it with your comrades, share it with your friends. Don't share it with the chuds. We don't need any of that. But we got enough of that kind of nonsense in my streams. And Holly, don't give Holly more work to do. Holly got enough. Uh, yeah. Anyways, yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. And yeah. Any final things you want to add or say? I'm gonna put your Twitter up there so make sure everybody follows. Yeah, you should. But anything else you want to add?
Yeah, last thing I'd like to say before I go is, you know, don't be afraid to share yourselves. For a very long time, I allowed fear to control my life, and it was through the it was it's through the healing from the words from my brother Silver Spook and his wife Holly, and many of the influential people in my life who really helped me to overcome my fear, to be able to start my life work. And my life work is through my activism, it and speaking up and talking about these very important issues. Excuse me. um, because these are very important things to talk about. If we silence ourselves, then that just creates more violence. And so I just beg you folks, don't be afraid to share yourselves, share your stories, because we're all connected, we're all interconnected to each other. And the more that we share ourselves, I truly believe this. The more that we share ourselves, the easier it's going to be for us to unite in through radical solidarity to push back and take back what's ours, just like my lyrics said. So with that being said, mahalo me ku'u comrades. Thank you, my comrades. Mahalo to Silver Spook. Mahalo to Sister Holly. And mahalo to my ohana back home on Oahu. Um, do not give up the good fight. We must keep talking about kapukaki. and fighting for our rights to clean water. Eola i ka wai, water is life. And if we don't talk about these things, then we won't have a clear path for the future generations. Because in this life, it's not about us. It really is about the next generations. And I firmly believe this. And that is a big reason for me sharing myself with you folks today. I love you all very much. And mahalo. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Mahalo nui loa. Yeah, I echo everything you just said, and again, thank you so much for being with us today. And I think that's as good a place as any to end this stream video. And thank you everyone for watching. Aloha, and do your praxis. Well,